to fourth quarter. Tim Santos. Michael, take it away.
Okay.
Hey, listen, man. According to SI, all right, they have the Baltimore Ravens as the preseason #1 team. I don't agree with it. Even though Baltimore was a good team last year, I still think my Dallas Cowboys will be the #1 team going in. I mean, you would want to say the Seattle Seahawks, but they have their problem. You would want to say the New England Patriots because, they did put the Seahawks in the Super Bowl and they won it, but they have their little issue here with Tom Brady being suspended for 4 games. Okay. Then you have Green Bay Packers. But we all know that the Dallas Cowboys did beat the Green Bay Packers if the referee wasn't blind and would have called that catch a catch. So I ain't picking my Dallas Cowboys as the #1 team going in the preseason.
I mean, you can. That's honestly, here's my thing. As a fan of the Cowboys, Tim, you should never say that. Every time they go in as #1 Super Bowl favorites, you get disappointed and cry in a corner. So as a fan, I would say, oh, they're going to be terrible. Because if you remember last year, everybody and their grandma and their best friend said the Dallas Cowboys is going to be a dumpster fire. So
that is true.
So
that's true. That is true.
I think that works.
That is true.
I think that works. However,
that is true.
I think they're a top 5 team easily. I think of the #1 team. I just go by Madden rules, man. Super Bowl winners the #1 team. I really don't care what you got to say because what you tell me what team stayed the same. What team is coming into the league, coming into the season without having to deal with change? So if every team has to deal with change, I'm taking my bets with Bill Belichick and the best owner in football. Like, I hate saying it. Look, I've hated the Patriots for at least a third of my life. I went 10 years saying, F Tom Brady, he's a system quarterback, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, if everyone has to deal with change, I'm going to pick the one team that's been dealing with change better than anybody for 15 years. So, honestly, the #1 team still got to be a Super Bowl champion until proven otherwise.
Okay. I agree with Michael based on logic. Don't necessarily go against the defending champion unless something, things are proven that they're not the team to be. So as of right now, I would say it's the Patriots. Yes, Tom Brady is facing a 4-game suspension, and with this hearing coming up on the 23rd, that very well could still be upheld. But even still, their first 4 games are not that tough. As tough as people are thinking they are. And here in the AFC East, we know what this division is. So the Bills are getting better, and the Dolphins continue to improve. But as of right now, I'm still saying the Patriots are still the class of that division because Bill Belichick is a mastermind. Bro. He has a way of going about making the Patriots win games. They win. Mm-hmm. And look at that whole tenure with Brady and Belichick. What have they done? They've won. Even the year Brady went out for a year with their knee injury, they went 11-5 with Matt Castle. So there's nothing really that tells me that Jimmy Garoppolo can't ball out. Okay? It's the Patriots. But if I want to play devil's advocate for a minute, I think the Green Bay Packers are going to be very hungry this year too because look at that collapse against the Seattle Seahawks in the playoffs last year. Mm. They had that game. They gave that game away. And if that is not enough motivation for you, then I don't know what is. Personally.
I'm sorry. I got to disagree. You know why I got to disagree? Because that game was the second game that Green Bay Packers saw the Seattle Seahawks. The first game was Thursday Night Football where they really punked Aaron Rodgers. They punked Jordy Nelson hard. Thursday Night Football, you in Seattle, and you're the best quarterback.
I remember that game.
You lost. Okay. So now you go to Seattle, and the way you lost the game, Okay, the Green Bay Packers is not a physical team. They're a finesse team. If you play physical against those receivers, you're done. If you get to Aaron Rodgers, you're done. I don't believe in the Packers. I'm gonna say this: if we go around again, if I had to pick a second team, and I'm gonna pick a team right now that's under the radar very hard, but I tell you this: they improved so much between the free agency and the draft. I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins is a team you need to watch out for. They improved so much on defense and gave Ryan Tannehill a lot on offense. The Miami Dolphins, to me, is a team that will take that AFC side. In my opinion, they're the most talented team on the AFC side next to the Buffalo Bills.
I mean, here's my thing. These are moribund franchises. And in general, we've seen this happen in the NFL too much. We keep on falling for what I call the communism trap. Communism sounds fantastic on paper, but in practice doesn't quite work out. On paper, Miami and the Bills sound like they've gotten way better, but I can't trust it till I see that play out. Because I mean, look, I love Ndamukong Suh. He's a showstopper. He gets it done. But what happens to the games in November when you really need him? Is he going to be suspended for stepping on somebody's ankle?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. You know what, Mike? It's just the fact that Miami defense was very tough last year. You had Brent Grimes, who was, to me, a top 3 cornerback in making plays.
Definitely.
Okay. And the embarrassment that Mike Wallace brought to that offense is now gone. He's in Minnesota. Okay, so now you go ahead. You got Devontae Parker, who everybody is raving about, which is I'm gonna say Rookie of the Year candidate next year. Okay, and picking fantasy. You also got Jordan Cameron, a #1 tight end, who wasted his years in Cleveland. Right now.
Not for me. He was on my fantasy team.
Oh, and Kenny Stills. This guy is a playmaker in the slot. Kenny Stills. He's dangerous. So I'm gonna tell you this. I think Santos said it about a couple of weeks ago. Tannehill got better because in college, remember he was a wide receiver / tight end. He played quarterback. Santos brought it up. He got better after every year. He was not expected to come along like Russell Wilson going to the Super Bowl or the hype like RG3. But he did got better last year. This is why he got paid off. Now you give him the right pieces. Miami Dolphins, to me, is the best team in the AFC under the radar. Buffalo got better, but Miami Dolphins is like 3 steps a little bit higher.
I think if things break right, Dolphins might be able to sneak into the playoffs this year. I honestly believe they could sneak in, but certain things are going to have to go right. And Ryan Tannehill is going to have to take that next level.
And he shows he can.
Take that next level. And until he does, I mean, I don't want to jinx the kid. I like the kid. I see that he has talent and he continues to improve, especially converting from wide receiver to quarterback. It's playing quarterback is so much harder than people think. Mm-hmm. It's more than just throwing the ball. Deciphering defenses, breaking down defenses, knowing when and where to go the ball, which is about making smart decisions. Because if you throw to the X guy, when the Y guy can get you the touchdown and the X guy gets you the interception, well, hey, you made a mistake. I mean, so there's so much more that goes into playing quarterback. Ryan Tannehill needs to improve. I think the Dolphins can probably make the playoffs this year. They made some nice moves. Adding Kenny Stills, getting Jordan Cameron, drafting the rookie Devontae Parker. You know you have Jarvis Landry there. I mean, he is a player.
But here's my problem with that. The argument is not who's the most improved team. The argument is who's the #1 team. I will give you to hell and high water that Miami may be one of the most improved teams in the league. But you need chemistry, you need a proven system, you need a proven development of your team to be #1. that automatically removes Miami. Miami can have a really good year, but that ain't number one. Like, honestly, if you're really talking number one in the AFC, honestly, your competition is Patriots, Colts, and Broncos. You know why? Because they've been winning their divisions. They've been winning for the past 3 years.
You know, Mike, I have a problem with the Broncos because Peyton Manning showed age.
Oh yeah,
he showed that.
Exactly.
And saying well, and like you said earlier, when it comes to like weather games, he's not affected. It affects him. Then you go with Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck has been people have been arguing between Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson. Let's keep it real, man. Russell Wilson has worked with a lot less than what Andrew Luck has worked with, and look at the results. Then you go ahead and you say who else is out there? You said the Broncos. You said the Patriots. Oh, and I just really don't see them gonna do anything. I think Miami Dolphins will take that side. Now, how about this, y'all? Let's look at a team that's already a playoff team.
Yeah.
They will drop down.
Well, I mean, we already know who's gonna drop, man. We said Seattle gonna drop. Honestly, the AFC might stay very, very similar. I think, honestly, though, the Bengals might slip. You know what I'm saying? For Baltimore to make the playoffs, I'm saying usually the AFC North, they've kept the wild card. It's like they got it under hostage. They always get one. Sometimes they get 2 wild cards in the playoffs. I think if these other teams improve, that wild card lockdown, so to speak, may not happen. So that means you probably have to pick either out of the Steelers or I'm probably the Bengals who's going to drop. I mean, here's the thing. You got to really depend on Devontae Parker. I don't like depending on rookies. I like being surprised by rookies.
Well, I'm sorry. You know, we forgot the young receiver's name from Jarvis Landry. Was it Jarvis Landry?
Yeah.
Odom Beckham Jr.'s partner. We forgot about him, and he showed up. He showed up very good last year. So I still think the only question mark with the Miami Dolphins is going to be the running back, the running game. You know, and that's always been.
See, no, the question can also be the running game and the scheme. Is the scheme going to work with these players? I mean, we found out time and time. The reason we can give Tom Brady all the credit in the world, but in all reality, half of that is his talent. The other half is the scheme. I mean, to be real, the Patriots took Bill Walsh's system and put it on crack. They were the first team to be like, yo, yeah, these runs are these 5-yard passes are runs. And take that way past what the 49ers did in the 90s. So
right.
half of that is scheme. So I don't know. My thing is that coach went through hell in a hand water 2 years ago, kind of got it back last year, but there's just too much that has to work for them to be a number 1 team. I will give it to you. They're going to be much better than people think. But number 1, no. That's why I can't go with a transitioning team. That would be like me going to the Oakland Raiders and saying because they changed their whole O-line and they had a decent draft, they could be a number 1 team. No. It don't happen overnight.
That's true. That's true.
That's why you got to go with a team that's been winning. So...
Well, I mean, you know what? Peter King, he loves the Baltimore Ravens, and Baltimore Ravens strong defense. Even though they lost, they still got Steve Smith as their number 1 wide receiver. They lost what's his name to the 49ers.
Yeah, they never used. But to be fair, they never used him.
Yeah, never. So it's kind of the defense will always be pretty good, but again, and their number 2 receiver is a rookie. So we have to definitely see about that. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars. If their offense can stay healthy, I like T.J. Yeldon out of Alabama.
Oof.
Fantasy. They're on the rise. I like Jacksonville. So you know what? There's a lot of teams that may surprise you. I'm sticking with the Miami Dolphins. And regardless of my Cowboys, I'm gonna stick with the Miami Dolphins because the Patriots to me,
can I put it this way? I would be more comfortable picking the Cowboys than the Dolphins right now.
But you know what? The Patriots lost so much. Brandon Brown gone. Okay, you lost Revis gone. Cal Arrington.
I understand you, but the same argument can be used. You got to bring in all these players and get them to gel together in Miami. You don't know if that's going to work. Like I'm saying, every team has changed. Every team. This has been a very volatile offseason. Tons of change. So why not pick the team that's managed change better than anybody else?
Well, see, no, don't get me wrong. I agree with that. I agree with you. My thing is that, like I said earlier in the quarters, the Patriots are to me the best team when it comes to changes. But we have to look at the fact is, I mean, in their division, these guys just never improved while these Patriots making changes. I mean, let's keep it real. There was I think it was a year before, 2 years ago, the Patriots were swapping wide receivers like underwears.
Yeah.
But you look at the Jets, they had their problem with Tim Tebow on that team. The Bills had their problem. The Dolphins had their problem. Now that those three teams have gotten so much better that we're talking about playoffs, the Patriots can't think like that. They can't, just make changes like, we've done in the past because these guys have gotten a lot better, and especially on defense. Just look at the Buffalo Bills defense. Look at the New York Jets defense now. Look at the Miami Dolphins defense.
Yeah,
and let's keep this real. The Patriots offense, you talking about getting Wes Welker back? Are we serious? What's he going to do?
Now Wes Welker.
That's the rumor right now. Wes Welker might sign back with the Patriots.
What, to get a concussion and die? I
mean, Gronkowski, listen, they got plenty of guys that can cover Gronkowski in the right scheme. You got guys who cover the Patriots offense. They're not spectacular. Their offense was always built on schemes. But I think the defense has got so much better. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Jets, to me, the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills, their defense will be top 5 just in that division alone. In that division alone.
I got to see it. That's all.
If not even top 5, I'll say top 10.
Okay, I can give you top 10. I can give you top 10.
I'll give you top 10. Patriots got a lot to do, man.
Anyway, guys, we gotta wrap it up. We went over time.
Yeah, man. It's just hard, man. I don't know. It's just hard for me to take one of these losing teams and just shoot them up to number 1. Baltimore don't sound so bad right now. But, let's go to the NFC. Honestly, you got to go with your boy Santos. But, see, that's why I'm sticking in the AFC. Because, honestly, the only team I could really say is a number 1 candidate is the Green Bay Packers. And I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't like the conservatism. I don't like how Aaron Rodgers literally has to run as much as Russell Wilson, and no one realizes it.
Yeah.
Because if you looked at that game, there were first downs that team has literally depended on him running to get that he couldn't get. And I'm like, wait a minute. You got Eddie Lacy. There's something. Their corners, if they do the damn thing, they'll be vastly improved. But again, don't tell me to depend on a rookie. I'd rather depend on them using veterans to replace who they lost than to tell me a rookie's going to step in and be the next Darrelle Revis. That's not common.
Right. But you know what? I'm going to tell you this. If the Seattle Seahawks can find a way to pay Russell Wilson, I won't say find a way. They can. Just be smart and do it right away. They have to, do it now. And if they can get a solid receiver, they don't got to be a number 1 guy, but a solid receiver, better than what they got right there, right now in the roster.
That'd be great.
They'll be back in. They'll be back into it.
But they got.
I just don't trust. I don't trust Jimmy Graham by himself. I really don't.
Oh, Jimmy Graham's gonna have a terrible year.
I don't trust him. They need to make a move.
Santos, you got last words? Quick, make it quick.
All right, no problem. I think listen, the Patriots, I'm going to say they're the class of the AFC as of right now. It's hard to go against the champions. I'm going to go with Green Bay. I think they will eventually be hungry enough to make it work. So that's just me.
All right. Well, we hear it here. We have Patriots. We have Green Bay. What was
And Miami.
yours again, Michael? Dolphins?
No, the Dolphins was Tim. I'm Patriots.
Oh, that's right. Dolphins is Tim. You Patriots. F. Tom Brady. But on that note,
Giselle's still bad.
that's our show. Last quarter done. We will be back at the same time, same place, Wednesday, 8 o'clock, sometimes a little later than 8 o'clock, but you know how it goes. All right, guys, we out.
Eat all your chicken, y'all. Eat all your chicken.
Get the gristle.
You know to get that meat.